I'm feeling like I'm feeling like the greatest, the greatest, the greatest, yeah. I ain't never asked for no favors, nah. You can take my name off the wait list, yeah. Ooh, feeling like the greatest.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Brady Warrior here. I want to talk to you about something real quick for a second. One of the best things you can do as a concealed carry holder is having the right EDC. What I mean by EDC means everyday carry. What consists of an everyday carry? Probably your keys, a light, a knife, your firearm, but to secure your firearm, you need a great quality holster. This company, Slim Fit Holsters, has a great quality holster. As a matter of fact, they have different great quality holsters. They have appendix rigs, they have wallets, they got wallets now. They got trays where you can place your wallet and your firearm and your knives and everything else like that from your EDC. They even have a belt that you can use for your everyday carry. They also even have outside the waistband holsters. My first holsters from Slim Fit Holsters was the Nexus Appendix Carry Rig holster. It lets you customize your holster from different colors, different add-ons, such as the wedges and the mini wings and everything else like that help make carrying their holsters much more comfortable and conceal it better. In fact, I got 2 new holsters from them. My new Nexus Appendix Carry Rig holster for my Smith & Wesson M&P Shield EZ9, and a slide cut for a red dot as well in the future, which I'm going to put on pretty soon. And also another holster for my Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 9mm handgun, a 4¼ inch barrel with a light bearing holster. These both are actually light bearing holsters. These are some real great quality holsters. They're very comfortable, the retention is secure, and it's gonna be one of the best holsters you guys ever own. And they sponsor me, so that means you guys get a discount. If you use the code ABW10, you guys get 10% off your total order. When you go to checkout and you purchase your Slim Fit holster, make sure you put in the code ABW10 so you guys can get 10% off your total order, all right? So once again, shout out to Slim Fit Holsters for sponsoring me, and make sure you guys put in that promo code at the end when you want to check out so we can get you a good quality holster to add to your EDC kit. Alright guys, have a good one and continue watching the video. What's going on, everyone? It's your boy, I'm Brady Warrior here, coming back at you with another video. Today I'm going to touch a very serious subject. I have a question for you. This is a question for everyone, whether you're a parent or not a parent, but you're an adult. Do you think it's important for children to learn about firearms and firearms education and firearm safety? If your answer is yes, then you're probably thinking about the same reasons why I think it's a really good idea. Now, if you don't think it's a good idea, let me educate you on why that is not a good answer. In 2018, accidental gun deaths made up of 1% of the total related gun deaths in the United States. In total was 39,740. That 1% made up of 458. Thus far in 2020, there have been unintentional shootings by 220 children. That has resulted in 92 deaths and 135 injuries. 77% of accidental gun deaths happen in the home. Now, if you feel like this is a serious problem, you're right, it is a serious problem. Now, there's a reason why the statistics are like this. There are 3 reasons why this happens. 1, kids are not taught about firearms. 2, kids are not taught about firearm safety. 3, kids are not taught about firearms education. And whose responsibility is that? The parents that own and purchase the firearms. When we were children, our parents were our first teachers before our actual teachers in schools, our professors in college, or even our older brother or sister or uncle or aunts or grandparents. When we come out of the womb, our parents are our providers and our teachers. We have to learn from them. They're the ones that educate us about life. Although I am not a parent, it is my responsibility that when I come into contact with a child or even my own nieces and nephews that are younger than me, teach them about firearm safety, firearm education, and respecting firearms. If you do not teach your kids about firearm safety and firearm education, they will be another statistic in accidental deaths. Instead of getting tongue-tied and saying accidental deaths, I'm going to just say ADs. So when I say ADs, I mean accidental deaths. And when I say ND, meaning negligent discharge. What do I mean by negligent discharge or ND? I mean, first off, empty firearm, no magazine in here, chamber is empty. So, negligent discharge means when you are negligently pulling this trigger and forgetting one of the most important rules of firearm safety. Do not put your finger on the trigger until you are ready to fire. There are plenty of videos that show what happens when someone accidentally, negligently discharges their firearm and causes an accidental death or an injury. I made a post about this on my Instagram a while back. It was a cartoon picture of a man showing and teaching his child about firearm safety and firearms education. But there was people outside of his window that were like, "What are you doing?" And I can tell you this much: that picture, that post that I posted about that got a lot of attention. That got nearly 2,000 likes, 73 comments or something like that, over almost 300 shares, and like over 200 like saves, like where you save the post and you can always go back and look at it. And man, the conversation under that post was wild. Like, some of the comments were really stupid. Of course, there was a balance. There was a balance of stupid comments and very educational comments, anti-Second Amendment and pro-Second Amendment. I'll even show you some of the comments right now. Okay, we're gonna start off with a wild comment. Someone literally said, "Or just no need for guns at all. What is wrong with people these days? It's 2021. like literally. Like, people actually have a problem with teaching their kids on how to not get hurt or hurt anyone else when it comes to firearms. Like, how is that a problem? Like, you can teach your kid about, hey, do not touch or play with the stove. The stove can burn you. So when the parent turns the stove on to cook, and the parent tells the child, do not touch the stove. It is hot. It will burn you. Parent walks away, right? You know how kids are. Kids are curious. When you tell the kid not to do something, they're like, kids get curious. It's what kids do. Even though it's a way how they learn, but sometimes their curiosity can hurt them. Just like the phrase, curiosity killed the cat. So when the kid goes, cha! It burns the hell out of the kid, like, ah! And the kid screams, and the parent comes rushing in like, what happened? You touched the fire, didn't you? Same thing with the firearm. Now let's say if I had a child, right, and this firearm was loaded, right, and I negligently sat it on the table and everything else like that, and just walked away to do something real quick, and my child just gets curious and walks in the room and sees it and picks it up and thinks it's a toy, and like, ooh, oh my god, and ends up pulling the trigger. Boom. That big boom, it scares the heck out the child, and that child is like, oh my god, and he drops it or whatever. But the fact that, and depending on where the child was pointing the firearm, the child could have been pointing the firearm towards the wall, but mom or dad is in the next room, right? And the bullet goes through and ends up striking mom or dad. That's how accidental deaths, ADs, happen. But it was the parents' fault, for one, not teaching their kids about firearms and firearm safety. Number two, it's the parents' fault for leaving a firearm unattended to, a loaded firearm at that. Now let's just say if I taught my future child about firearms and firearm safety at a point like where they can understand it and reciprocate it very well, and kids are like sponges, they can reciprocate stuff very well. I'm gonna give you guys a prime example of what happens when you teach your kids about firearms and firearm safety and firearm education and what could happen. This video I'm gonna show you is a video from Lou Tactical. She is a black firearm instructor in the Miami-Dade and Broward County area, and she's an awesome instructor. She's actually one of my affiliates of Royalty Arms, right? And I recently finally got to meet her in person at the most recent Juneteenth National Range Day at Homestead Training Center, which was a very fun, amazing event. She posted a video of what happens when you teach your kids about firearms education, firearm safety, and how you can avoid NDs and ADs in the home. Watch this video.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am gonna call my children. I'm gonna leave my gun, my firearm on the table, and I am gonna call my kids and have them bring it to me and see what they do. Papa, come here. Go get my gun off the table. Don't be putting no stuff on my gun. Projects you can do with your children to teach them gun safety, to teach them to clear a gun, to make sure it's safe if they ever come face to face with a firearm. First thing you want to do is have them drop that magazine and check the chamber just to make sure that everything is clear. And that will help. Like, just something that simple will go a long way when it comes to firearms.
You see what her child did. You see how someone as young as him, understood the fundamentals of firearms and firearm safety, and the fact that he did it safely because his mother taught him. That's how you avoid NDs and ADs in the home. If more parents that own firearms do that and teach their kids will not hurt themselves or hurt anyone or hurt the parent or hurt, just period, won't hurt anybody. That means any kind of firearm, whether it's a handgun, it's a rifle, it's a shotgun, or even if it's a BB gun for that matter. And it teaches kids to respect firearms, and they're probably even gonna grow up to like firearms. So in a nutshell, this is why it is important that you teach your kids or your future kids, if you have firearms, about firearms, firearm safety, and firearm education, because it will continue to bring the statistics down when it comes to ADs and NDs in the home. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you like this video, please like the video, share the video, because it was very informational, and I think it's something that people need to see, especially if they're a parent that has guns and they haven't thought about this. They definitely need to watch it. And please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you know when I come out with another video. And if you have been eyeballing this patch here, this patch right here, this Royalty Arms patch. Yes, I got Royalty Arms patches on sale right now on my website for $9.99. It's a 3" by 3" patch. And if you have a hat like this, you know, where you can put patches on, you got a bag you can put patches on, you got a plate carrier you can put patches on, this is the patch you want. This is the patch that you want to put on all of your stuff. Get you a Royalty Arms patch. I will put the link in the description below, and where my site is royaltyarmsllc.com, where you can go and purchase your Royalty Arms patch. All right, everyone. Once again, it's your boy, Bearded Warrior here, checking out. You know what I always say: stay safe, stay vigilant. Have a good one, everybody.
Bearded Warrior. I'm feeling like the greatest, yeah. The players, yeah. I ain't never asked for no favors, nah. You can take my name off the wait list, yeah. Ooh, feeling like the greatest, ooh.